Hi, scientists. So we have started science again, and I'm really excited about it because we're learning about force and motion. And so for today's lesson, you're going to be reading about force and motion. And in fact, what's so great about it is that there's a little box in the corner, and I'll show you, that actually reads it to you. So that'll be really nice too, to just listen to it. But you might want to pause along the way and just kind of take in what they're saying. So to get us warmed up, I would like to ask you a question. Have you ever been looking out the window and all of a sudden you see your swings moving in the backyard? Did you ever think, okay, that's creepy. What is moving those swings? Or have you ever seen your trees moving and branches falling? Like, who's climbing that tree? What's going on? When things move in any kind of way, of course, that's motion from when they move from one place to another. And things move all the time in our world. So let's just say that you and a friend are on a seesaw, and we don't have those at our school anymore, but a seesaw is a long bar. This is my best drawing, okay? It's a bar where one person sits on the end and then another person sits on the other end, and they push off with their feet, and the other person goes up and the other person goes down. That's a motion, moving from one place to another. Okay, one seat goes down, one seat goes up, and you can keep pushing back and forth, back and forth. I had one of these when I was a kid on the playground. They were fun. So what it does is change the position that you're in. If you change the position that you're in, even from going this seat and standing up, when you change your position, you're in what's called motion. So you're going to read about motion a little bit today. But let's think also, what makes things go in motion? In this picture of the seesaw, what made one person go up and one person go down? The push of their feet. They pushed off the ground, accelerated themselves up, and then the other person pushed their feet and accelerated up so they could go seesaw, seesaw. And so what motion is, in order for something to move, we need some kind of force. And when there's some kind of force, that means we're pushing on something or we're pulling on something. Let's think of something that we push on to make it move. My cat sometimes when she's in the way of my computer. Yeah, you. Sometimes we push on our phones to type messages. Okay. Sometimes we push on a door so we can get out, and then we pull it closed. And has your mom ever yelled, "Hey, shut the door"? Oh, because you didn't use the force to, like in Star Wars, use the force, Luke, and how he can just move things with his mind. Yeah, we can't do that, unfortunately, but you can take the hand and pull it closed using force to close it. So it takes effort, but that's what makes things go in motion, okay? So for example, let's talk next about, so you're gonna read about that today. Now, depending on how much force you use, things move at different speeds. So I have a story for you. I know, getting personal, but I make connections so I remember things. When I was in first or second grade, I was seesawing with my friend, and the bell rang, and she's up here, my elbow, and I'm down here, and the bell rang, so I just get off. She was up here, and what happened when there's no other force holding it down over here? She slam onto the ground and broke her collarbone. Yep, that was me. I did that. So I didn't know any better. I was a kid. But anyway, so when there's heavier force, then things move at a different rate. They move faster. So when I wasn't there, there was no weight holding the seat down. And so my friend just floop. And so something went moving too fast. Okay, so when we move, think about a swing on the playground. When we move back and forth on the swing, when we want to get pump in our legs so we can get fast, 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 and so we can jump off, because we have to get really high to be able to do that. Then you have to pump your legs even harder. So when you put that force in, even more work to put into the force of moving faster, that increases the speed of movement. And so that's kind of how force works with motion. The more force, the more motion. Okay, so think about that for a few minutes. You're going to be doing an activity today. Oh, excuse me, let me back up. Forces can also make things change shape. So let's say a lot of you have that goo or that gummy stuff that you like to play with. So let's say you have your Play-Doh or your goo. I don't have mine right here. Anyway, but you can push in it. The force of you pushing down on your whatever it is, I call it goo, but your Play-Doh or whatever you have, if you push in it, even a marshmallow, then it changes shape. So forces can change shape as well. Think about if someone had an accident. The force of a car hitting a car is possibly going to change the shape of one of the cars, if not both. Think of a bow and arrow. You're pulling back the string. With force, you're changing the shape of an object. Isn't that cool? All of this is real life. So I really love all of this because we can relate to it and make that connection, because that's what makes us remember things. So again, a force is a push, say it with me, or a pull, say it again, a push or a pull. If you're a cheerleader, do it. And let's go team, push, pull, push, pull. Okay, that's enough. I know you enjoyed that, Colton. Okay, so the next slide, let me share my screen and so you can actually see what I'm talking about. You're going to get this, and like I said, a lot of this is repeating what I just said, but you click on here and you can hear them read it, so you just follow along, or you just read it yourself, of course. So there's 3 little pages of that, and then answer a few questions based on what you read. Can you name an example of something that can move on the playground? What is motion? You don't have to remember this stuff. Go back in the reading. That's what good readers do. Find the answers. A couple more questions. What is a force? What can a force do? Name one thing that can move in a classroom. Okay, and then I kind of just threw in an extra fun page. If you want to draw or find clip art to show a picture of something from the playground that hasn't been mentioned already, that you like to play on, that uses some kind of force, which is the push and the pull, even if it's not on the playground, it can be anywhere. Maybe you enjoy a certain sport at home, or you enjoy hunting. Maybe there's an example there, but then you're going to make a drawing or find clip art to include in this space to show us that example of a force, some kind of force in real life. Okay, so hopefully that helped. Like I said, I'm going to change this from a playground to or anything you do that uses force. So since we're home more often, there's probably other things we could come up with. You know, my cat, she uses a force to knock down my water sometimes. My elbow knocked down my coffee that one day and I had it all over me on the floor. Remember that? So force and motion can be really fun, and make sure you relate it to your own life and you will remember it and have a good time with it. So I hope this was entertaining and educational, and thanks for watching. Do your best and have a great day.